Good evening. We got the FIFA World Cup draw coming up on Friday. So I'm just going to do a quick review and then simulated draw. So in the first pot, we have the host Qatar and the next top seven. I'm using the current FIFA rankings. I don't have the rankings that are going to come out. I saw that Canada was in the last group, so I don't know how someone has access to that information given that FIFA hasn't posted that yet. But I'm going to go with the current rankings on FIFA. Belgium, Brazil, France, Argentina, England, Spain, and Portugal in the first pot. Second pot, Denmark, Netherlands, Germany, Mexico, US, Switzerland, Croatia, and Uruguay. Third pot, Senegal, Iran, Japan, Morocco, Serbia, Poland, South Korea, and Canada. And the fourth pot, Tunisia, Cameroon, Ecuador, Saudi Arabia, Ghana. Team A from the UEFA playoff, the CONMEBOL tiebreaker, and the CONCACAF tiebreaker. So those are the four pots. We have Qatar in Group A, and I believe the draw goes by pot. So we can either start with pot 2 because we have Qatar in Group A, or pot 1 and go with Group B. Let's start. I believe they'll start with Group A. So we'll just have Qatar and start with pot 2. Team 6, which would be Switzerland. So we have Switzerland in Group A with Qatar. This is probably a more favorable group, but you only have 3 teams coming out of this group, so good luck with that. From the third pot, Team 4, Morocco. Now we might have to do some switching based off of the two team limit in UEFA, but we'll just proceed normally. Team 4, pot 4 is Team 3, Ecuador. So far, Group A, Qatar, Switzerland, Morocco, and Ecuador. And you have one UEFA team in there. So far, everything looks good. So we'll start with Group B. Team 5, Argentina. Next group, number 1, Denmark. Next group, Team 5, Serbia. Team 2, Cameroon. So Group B looks good. Argentina, Denmark, Serbia, Cameroon. One team from UEFA. Start with Group C. Drew Qatar. So I would assume they just redraw. Team 6, England. Team 8, Uruguay. Morocco, we already drew. Senegal. Team 3, we already did Ecuador. Cameroon, already drew that. Tunisia, all right. So, let me check on the number of teams from each confederation, because we have Qatar is Asia, Africa, South America. So pot A, Group A looks good. I think there might be a requirement that you can't have more than 2 from the same confederation other than UEFA, or have at least 2. So Group B, Argentina, South America, Denmark, 2 from UEFA. So Group B looks good. Group C, we have Senegal and Tunisia. I don't know if you can do that. Let me check on that. Yeah, it's only UEFA, so let's redraw Tunisia. So redrawing for Group C. Maybe they put them in the same pot. I think they would just put Tunisia in Group D, so let's go ahead and do that. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Team 3, Ecuador. 4, Saudi Arabia. So we have UEFA, CONMEBOL, Africa. Yeah, that would work. So Saudi Arabia is the last team in Group C. So Group C, we have England, Uruguay, Senegal, Saudi Arabia. Now we'll start with Group D. We already have Tunisia as our 4th team. So I guess this draw is a lot more complicated than it looks. Team 1, Qatar. Belgium. Netherlands. Looks like could be a group of death here. So no more UEFA teams. So the 3rd team's got to be, I don't know if there's UEFA in there, Serbia, Iran. So that would be, yeah, that would work. So we have Group D, Belgium, Netherlands, Iran, and Tunisia. Start with Group E. Brazil. Germany. It's like another tough group. Japan. Keep drawing Ecuador. That'd be a really tough group. So we have A of UEFA. So Brazil, Germany, Japan, and Group A of UEFA. All right, Group F. We have Spain, the US, Canada. We can't do that, so let's put them in Group G. Poland, fairly tough group here. And Ghana. US draws Ghana again. So fairly tough group there. Not as difficult as Group E, I think. I think D is pretty tough too. A's going to be an easier group. Group G. We already got Canada in there. Portugal. Croatia. This every group seems difficult. Other than Group A. They did. I don't know who's left here. Keep getting. We're down to the two tiebreakers. So that would be either CONMEBOL or CONCACAF tiebreaker. Now, if we have CONCACAF, then they might have to swap maybe. 6. So you got Canada in there, unless the New Zealand or Solomon beats them. Yes. Get pretty difficult at this point. There's 8. Yeah, so we'll just go with what FIFA advertised, which be the CONCACAF Ocean tiebreaker. Now, if Costa Rica were to win, they'd have to figure something out. I guess maybe they might swap with Group H. We'll see what happens there. So, but FIFA said that they would proceed with that. So let's call that the CONCACAF tiebreaker. Would be in Group G. Portugal, Croatia, Canada, and the CONCACAF tiebreaker. And if it were to be probably Costa Rica, they'd have to figure something out. But they said that they would go with that for now. So Group H, I guess we can just use the leftover teams. As long as everything works out there. So who do we have left over? I think it's France. Yeah, so it'd be France, Mexico, South Korea, and the Peru tiebreaker AFC. So that group, we have France, Mexico, South Korea, One in UEFA, South Korea, Asia. So that would work unless Asia won the tiebreaker, then they'd have to figure something out. So they could just swap it with Group G, if they had to. Just swap the two tiebreakers. So we'll just go with that. Just to recap the groups, we have Group A, Qatar, Switzerland, Morocco, Ecuador. It's a fairly easy group. It'll probably be easy group no matter what, most likely. Group B, moderately difficult group. Argentina, Denmark, Serbia, Cameroon. Group C, not too bad. England, Uruguay, Senegal, Saudi Arabia. Group D, Belgium, Netherlands, Iran, Tunisia. More difficult. Group E, probably a group of death. Brazil, Germany, Japan. Group A, UEFA. Group F, probably moderate difficulty. Spain, US, Poland, Ghana. Group G, Portugal, Croatia, Canada, the CONCACAF tiebreaker. Group H, France, Mexico, South Korea, and the CONMEBOL tiebreaker. So, you have some difficult groups here, obviously. If you get like, Germany, um, drawn into your group, or the Netherlands, um, probably out of Group A. I don't know who would come out of that. Switzerland, that'd be a good group for them. Probably Morocco. And then Group B, Argentina and Denmark. Group C, England, Uruguay. Group D, Belgium, Netherlands. E would be probably Brazil and Germany. Group F, Spain and the US. Group G, right, Portugal and Croatia. And Group H, probably France and Mexico. So, and have some pretty good first round matchups. But Group A will probably be fairly simple, and you probably have most of those groups. Other groups will probably look pretty difficult. Even if you get the tiebreaker groups, you could draw like Wales, so that's not an easy group either. But probably you just have to get lucky to get Qatar in your group, and actually probably your best bet's to draw. Avoid one of the tie or the three matches that are unresolved. I wouldn't want one of those groups. Group E, Group G, and H is what we drew on that. So probably if you avoid those, you're pretty happy. So we'll see what happens on Friday, though.